What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Hunter over here at Precision Retrofits, and today we are going to talk through FORScan. Okay, so FORScan is a free software that you're able to use, pretty much anybody, in order to go into your trucks, primarily Fords, and it's become really popular with the F-150s. You can go into the different modules within the truck and make changes. Bunch of different changes available. There's full spreadsheets online of it, and we'll kind of go through and show you some of those spreadsheets as well. But I just kind of wanted to go through the process, how it works, and what you need to do in order to make changes, what you need in order to get FORScan up and running. So let's get into it. So we sell quite a few harnesses that require FORScan, and hence this is one of the reasons why we're doing this video, is so that we can kind of coach you through that in case you want to buy one of our harnesses, and FORScan is required for that harness. So as far as what you need in order to get it started, you need pretty much two things as far as software or parts go. So the first thing that you will need is a Windows laptop or computer. We have the one we use here is just a Microsoft Surface. It's nothing special. It's actually pretty slow. It doesn't work that well, but it works for FORScan. It does what we need it to. So, and the main reason why you need Windows is because that's what the software is easiest and best to run it off of, being the software being FORScan. And then the second thing you'll need is what's called OBD Link MX, and this is a Bluetooth OBD adapter, and this will plug into your OBD port on your truck and allow your computer, laptop, whatever it is, to connect to the truck through this. So that's pretty much all you need as far as products go in order to make this work. Okay, so moving into actually using FORScan and getting it downloaded, what you're going to want to do is go to forscan.org. And again, this is a free software. It doesn't cost anything to download this. The only expense you're out is really the OBD link adapter. So moving into this free software, FORScan, downloading it, what you're going to want to do in order to download it, just go to the website. We'll take you actually to the home page because that's where it'll take you. Bring you here. You're going to want to go to products, and on the products page you will see there's a few different options, and again, you can go to their website. They have a bunch of documentation as far as if you want to learn a little bit more about it. But what you're going to want to do in order to download it is you'll click this first link here, and that'll essentially download it. I'm not going to click it. Not going to click it because I already have it downloaded, but you'll click that and then it'll go through, download it onto your computer, and go through that process. The other extremely important thing that you need to do on the FORScan website, once you do have that product downloaded, I'm going to walk you through right now. So in order to run FORScan and perform changes, you need what they call the extended license. What you're going to want to do next in order to obtain that extended license is you're going to want to go to FORScan that you just downloaded, and it'll pop up a tab like so, and this is the start screen for FORScan. So moving into this, in order to input the correct info for the extended license, again, you're going to come here in the products page, say get free extended license. Again, it's a 2-month trial, so you have to do this every 2 months unless you want to buy the license. The extended license is free. You just have to do it every 2 months because it'll run out every 2 months. So what you're going to want to do is go to this page. You'll input your name, and then your contact email, and confirm the email, and then you're going to want to get your hardware ID. And the reason you need FORScan for this, what you just downloaded, is because that's where you're going to get your hardware ID from. So you'll want to go to FORScan. You want to go to this question mark little icon here, the about page. It's on the left side of the screen at the bottom of the icons here. and that's where you're going to find your hardware ID. So this is the one that we have for this computer right here. What you're going to want to do is just copy that to your clipboard, and then you're going to go back to FORScan's website, and you're going to input that right here. So, and then you'll submit that. And what they'll do, it doesn't give you the key, the download key right now. They'll actually email it to you. So once you submit it, and I'm not going to submit it right now because we already have ours for right now. So you'll submit it. It'll take you to a confirmation page that says they will email you the key when it's available, which is normally about 30 minutes. You got to wait for them to get it to you. So you'll go through, and once they email it to you, download that from your email, and it'll just go to your downloads. So once you get that, you'll come back to this about page here on FORScan, and you'll go to the load license key right here, and then you just need to find that download through here. And for this computer, this is how we got to find it here. We got to, it's normally in our downloads, so download it there. Okay, so once you submit that, you would go to your downloads, and you can see how many downloads we already have for this computer, because that's how many times we put it in here. We're gonna find our most recent one right here, and we'll input that there, and it'll restart the program. And then if you want to double check to confirm that it's the extended license, you can come here, and it says right here, extended license registered to, and your name. So, and then it also tells you when it's valid till, until you got to renew it again. So as far as getting the extended license, you're good to go. Everything on this side of it, before plugging everything into the truck, you're pretty much done and ready to get started making changes on the truck. Go ahead, we'll plug this into our OBD port, and if you need to set up your Bluetooth, it's your first time plugging it in, go ahead and do that. Connect the Bluetooth from your laptop or whatever you're using to this connector, and then pair that first before you load up FORScan. In order to properly run the program, you have to have the ignition on. You don't have to turn the truck on, but you need the ignition on. Ignition's on, OBD link is plugged in, we got FORScan up. We can go ahead and connect the truck to the program. Okay, so our ignition's on, OBD link is plugged in, we got FORScan up. We can go ahead and connect the truck to the program. And the way you do that is plug it in the truck, get on your program here, your FORScan program, and click this little icon here at the bottom left of the screen. It will say connect to a vehicle, and it'll run through and connect and do what it needs to. Again, this F-150 is already saved in here, and so it looks a little different maybe than what yours will if you're putting it in for the first time. This one, again, it's pretty similar, but it's a little bit different. It's a little bit faster when you already have the profile loaded into the computer. But we'll just select yes on that, and then it's going to go through and read the different modules, and you can see it's finding all the modules and detecting them. And you can see down here on the bottom it says reading vehicle info. You can't do anything until that's done. But while we wait, I just want to show you a couple different links. Again, went ahead and found the OBD link adapter. This one's a little different. I believe it's a newer version than what we have. But again, this should work just fine with this software. It's the OBD Link MX. Again, it's on Amazon. You can order it off there or wherever else you want to order it. And then as far as the spreadsheet goes, there's tons and tons of info out there on spreadsheets. There's a bunch of different guys that have gone through and loaded a bunch of stuff into Google Sheets in order for us all to use them. So thanks to all the guys that have done that. But yeah, they got a ton of info in here. This one is Limited Up's FORScan spreadsheet. If you have heard about him, he's pretty well known within this stuff on the F-150 side of the trucks. So this is what the spreadsheets kind of look like, and all these values will make a little more sense here in a second when we go through it. But these are just some of the common changes people will do. Enable cameras at speed, auto start stop disabled, double horn honk disabled. You can turn off your bulb outage detection, and if you were to install LED bulbs or LED turn signals, whatever it may be. You can change your mirrors to auto fold. You can disable the key and ignition chime. You can do global windows open or close. So again, there's tons of different things you can do with this software. Some of them are a little Maybe you're not going to do all of these, you're just going to do maybe one or two of them, but that's probably like these common ones here that people are going to normally do, and that's why they're on a common page. But if you click here, there's all these different modules that they have that they've gone through and input things. So say for example, the body control module is one of the biggest modules as far as changes goes in the truck. So for example, the BCM right here, and in FORScan, BCM is BDYCM for body control module, so it looks a little different, but it's the same thing. So these are some of the changes. Again, all the different numbers and values, and then they show you what does what, and what the different values will change and whatnot. So again, a lot of this is extra info. More than anything, what you're going to probably be using is these common changes here on this side of the software. Okay, so we go back to FORScan, and you can see here it's done reading everything. Found a couple DTCs, but other than that, it read all the modules. So we'll go through a couple of these different tabs here on the left side. Again, the DTCs here, if you have a DTC, it'll tell you what it is. If you ever have a DTC or want to clear them, you can do that by just coming here and you can just say reset the DTC, and it'll reset the DTC. That's what the DTCs do. That may be one area that's kind of cool and easy to do if you have like a check engine light on because you unplugged, say for example, the bumper. The truck sensed it, it'll throw the check engine light just because you unplugged the bumper and had the truck on at the same time. And if you need to go and get rid of that check engine light, you can just come in here and clear the DTC, and it'll shut that check engine light off. But that's just an example. So the part where we're going to actually be making the changes is this little icon. It looks like a sideways square with a little icon in the middle right here. It's a third from the bottom of these icons, and you can see these are all your different modules. So you have your PCM, your APIM, your SODR, SODL, your body control modules down here, your HCM, your IPC, and these are all different modules that control the different things within your truck. So like for example, the APIM is your radio and stereo system and all that, and you can change features within that. Your DDM is your driver's door module, which has to do with stuff within the driver's door and your mirrors and whatnot. And then the body control module is, like I said, probably the biggest module, and it has a bunch of different changes in there. You can change anything from what we just listed, the double horn honk. You can change your tire size for the truck to recognize that for your speedometer, a bunch of different things. So there's two different ways you can make changes within FORScan. One is the as-built format, which if you saw weird looking numbers and values and X's, that's what that is. Another way is in the written format, and that's a way easier way to change it. There's just not all the as-built formats are put into wording, and so that's why you can't just make all the changes in the wording format. But I'm going to show you the wording format first because it's a little more simple, and then we'll get into as-built format. So we're going to go into the body control module, and if it doesn't say as-built format next to it, that means it's going to be the written out version. So what you'll do, you'll select that module that you're going to want to make the change in. And again, a bunch of our harnesses and whatnot require changes, and those changes will be in the BCM. So this is kind of just a help in that as well. But what you'll do is you'll highlight the selected module you want to go into. So we're going in the body control module right here, and we're going to click this play button here at the bottom of the screen, and it says run service procedure. We want to do that. It'll run through, it'll read the module and the different values. And then this is what I mean by the written out version. So we're going to make a change. We're going to go down and we're going to change this. We're going to use our front fogs with the high beams on, because from the factory they don't allow that. They don't make that functional. So what we're going to do is we already have it allowed, but what I'm going to do is come in just to show you how the change is made. You can double click it, and for me I'm going to put inhibited. I'll switch it back, but just so you can know how the change is made. Inhibited, you're going to press the check mark, and then that doesn't change it yet. You have to write the format, okay? You need to come in and write that change into it. And the way you do that, and normally it's best if you make each change one by one instead of making a bunch of changes and then writing it. So what you're gonna wanna do, you do that, make your change, you're gonna come down here to where it says write, and you're gonna click write, okay? And then it'll say, please confirm these changes. Yes, I wanna do that, click the check mark, it'll write it, and then it's gonna make you turn the ignition on and off. And the screen will come up, says to turn your ignition on and off. Okay, we did that, and the change has been made. And that's essentially the basis of how you make a change in FORScan in the written version. So, again, pretty simple, extremely simple in the written format, but it's not difficult at all. It's just getting used to it and knowing how to do it. So we'll go back through. I'm going to show you how the as-built format looks and how to make changes within that. And that's kind of where you're going to want to use the spreadsheet, because if not, you're not really going to know which numbers and how to change them. So we're going to go back. In order to get off the module that you've been using and change it to something different, you want to write a different module, or you want to use that, go into the as-built format, because the change you want to make is not in the wording format. You're going to come down here. You have to stop the reading the BCM. So you're going to have to stop the service procedure, and then you can go back to the configuration and programming up here. And then we're going to stay in the body control module just for now, and then you're going to run that service procedure. It won't let you run the service procedure unless you cancel the last service procedure you were using. So anyways, we're going to go run that one now. And this one, again, looks way different than the wording format because it's just a bunch of numbers and letters. So it'll say changing configuration is potentially not safe, just because they don't want to be liable for you messing anything up. Anything that we are showing you here obviously is done at your own risk. We're just showing you how it's done. We have never personally had any issues with changing FORScan values and stuff going wrong. But it's just a disclaimer we got to put out there. It's a disclaimer that FORScan's got to put out there. If you change something and it ruins one of your modules, then we are not liable. FORScan is not liable, because you took that risk on yourself. So anyways, just a disclaimer there. And one of the biggest things to help save you from having just a whole bunch of a mess of different values not being in the right spot, I'm going to show you here, because it's something that you're going to want to do, is save your factory as built data. So we're going to select OK there. It'll read it again just like the last module, and then it's going to come up with all these different numbers. Okay, these mean nothing to any of us except for you change a number and it makes the module do something different than it had before. So but first, like I said, you want to make sure to save your as-built data. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to come down here at the bottom and save it all. And this is just in case you make a change and you forget where you made it, or you forget which one you changed and you need to put the factory ones back in there so that it is back to factory. You can come here and just load your factory stuff back in here. So what you're going to want to do is you want to save all, and then select whatever you want to name it as. We'll do save it here. Okay, and then it saved it. Okay, and so that's, again, it'll be saved on your computer in case something goes wrong and you're like, shoot, I put the wrong value in and I wrote it and I don't know where it's at. You can come back here and you can load your factory, or sorry, you can load it from a file. Load it from the file that you just saved right here. Okay, and you're gonna put that in there, and okay, and it'll complete the operation. And that's essentially how you would save your data and come back to it in case you need to. So make sure you do that first before you make any changes to any of your modules. And it doesn't, saving it for just the body control module doesn't save it for your 8-pin module, for example. You need to save it for each individual module. So we'll come in here, and like I said, this is where the spreadsheet's handy, because if you can see these numbers and how to change them, looks same as these ones right here. So what you're going to want to do, like say for example, we're going to disable the double horn honk. Okay, and it shows you here on the spreadsheet which module it's in. It's in BCM, which is what we're already in. It shows you the address. Okay, the address is how you're going to find obviously where you need to make the change. So we're going to come here. We know we need to be in 7266302 right here. So we're going to come back to FORScan. We're going to find that 7266302. Scroll down. Okay, 7266302 right here. Okay, and then we're gonna go and we're gonna find which numbers of these ones we need to change. Again, you don't want to change all of them. You just need to change what the spreadsheet tells you to. And you'll see on the spreadsheet there's a bunch of X's. These are the ones you don't want to change. You want to leave them factory. You want to leave them what they were. The ones that had the numbers or the letters next to them, like for example this one has a 0 at the end of the first column, that's the one we're going to want to change, but we want to leave the rest of these. So we'll come in here and we will we know here we're 7266302. We know we're already there. First column we need to change the number at this end to 0. So we're going to come back to FORScan, 7266302 here, and I know it's already 0 because we already changed it, but I'm just trying to make an example for you so you can know. Once you change that, you're going to want to do the same thing as we just did in the written format. Okay, you make your change, you know it's right, you can double check it again, and once you know it's right, you come in here, you're going to write it just like we did. Again, we didn't make any changes. I'll change it just so you guys can know or see how it's done. So I'm going to change it to a 1, and then we go and write it. Sometimes it'll say the value's wrong, and a bunch of different things, might be a typo. That's okay. You just want to continue anyways, as long as you know the numbers are correct. So we'll change that, and it'll do the same thing as the written format. Write it, turn your ignition off, turn it back on, and then that's a written value. That's essentially it to the process. Okay, we're gonna stop the procedure. When we're done, we'll come back up here. I always like to disconnect from the vehicle when I'm done using FORScan. Disconnect, and you're done. And you can take out your Bluetooth module out of the truck and do whatever you need to with the laptop. So that about covers it for FORScan, how to use it, what you need, how to make the process work. I hope I covered everything. Again, I know it looks a little bit daunting when you're first looking at it. I don't know how to do this. It's a pretty simple process once you actually figure it out and kind of get the hang of it. It's not too difficult at all. And again, it's pretty much everything is already online, written about what you need in order to make it work. The values are already online in a spreadsheet, so that makes it pretty simple in order to use. And again, we sell a bunch of harnesses that require FORScan, so those specific harnesses will actually come with the changes that need to be made in order to make that harness function on your truck like it should. So you don't got to worry about guessing which modules you need to go into and make changes to. That'll already come with all the changes you need to make. FORScan does come out with updates regularly, so you do need to make sure you're up to date on the proper program being installed, making sure you have your extended license and whatnot in order to make it usable. Questions, feel free to message us, let us know what you're looking for. We'll do our best to explain it and take care of you from there. But until then, check out some of our harnesses, like I said, that we offer that use FORScan. Makes them essentially factory-like, plug and play with maybe a little bit of pinning required, but no cutting or splicing with some FORScan changes. It makes it essentially a factory-like harness. Check out our other products online. Headlights, taillights, emblems, whatever it may be. We have that all on precisionretrofits.com. And make sure to check out our other videos on our page. We got a ton of informational videos. Let us know what you'd like to see. Drop a comment, a like. Really helps videos to be found when you do that. And then also, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. My name's Hunter, signing off here. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.